Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the Euro USD price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. We're gonna dive deeper with the Elliott wave analysis, see some indicators, and we're gonna move from the daily to the 1 hours chart, of course, respectively, to see how the scenarios between bullish and bearish might work this week. So starting with the ABC here, that we have three waves toward the upside. So potentially we have a wave A or a wave W. After this, we see a very complex structure. Of course, it looks like 5 waves down. However, this can be definitely, of course, a W. You have an X and finally a zigzag for a wave Y here, finishing a wave V or a wave X, meaning we are in a potential A, B, and a C toward the upside, or a W, X, and a Y. The difference between those two scenarios is, of course, is this a final leg here where you would like to see, of course, an impulse for wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, or, of course, an ending diagonal. However, with ending diagonal, you would like to see a zigzag here, of course, for a wave 1, for example, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, taking the all-time high again as an ending diagonal. In case we are in a wave Y here, you would like to see a structure with three ways, for example, zigzag, flat, or potentially it can be, of course, a triangle here, where we might have, of course, with this W, X, and a Y, the wave Y is not necessarily even to take the all-time high. It can simply, of course, be lower and finishing as a structure in three waves, of course, or, of course, as triangle as expected as well. So basically, I would say higher possibility here goes for the impulse currently, and that because we see, of course, an impulse as a wave 1, wave 2 given, and you would like to see, of course, a wave 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside, finishing this wave C. However, to mention as well that since we have started with an impulse, it can be as well be in a wave A, then having a wave B and a wave C toward the upside, which it might finish here three waves as well. Finishing three waves might open, of course, the gate here for a structure in three waves, meaning three waves up, three waves down, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which it might be the flat here, which it can be, of course, a wave Y. As well, it can open another scenario for a three waves as a zigzag, which is a start for a wave A in a triangle, wave B, wave C, D, and a E. And in this case scenario, of course, is this three waves would like to hit the 1-to-1 fib level 1.18. Meaning, if you take the fib levels from the A based on the wave B, it gives you, of course, a zigzag to the 1-to-1 fib level, $1.18. Meaning, if we see, of course, a rebound for the euro from this area, and we come back to this zone, which is zone 1, that is not a good thing, because you would like to see a wave 3 hitting at least the 1.618 here, which is 1.29, without coming back, of course, to this area, preferably to not come back, of course, to this area. We're gonna dive deeper, of course, a little bit to see what are the possibilities on the lower time frame and see how it might unfold. So if we move to the 2 hours chart here, we have, of course, the following move toward the upside, as we saw, of course, as this bottom here for a wave 2, big wave 2, potentially, and we might see, of course, after this, we might see, of course, some movement toward the upside. But I just want to check, is this wave 2 here? Okay, this wave 2 is related to this big wave 1 first, so before we go to the 2 hour chart, just let us do this step by step to see where are we here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 1, and we got, of course, a wave 2 potentially here. You're looking for a wave 3 toward the upside. Now basically this wave 1, we already have it in yellow. I think I put it for a different scenario before, but yeah, we can remove it now. We have a wave 1, wave 2, and we're moving toward the upside with a wave 3. Great. So if in case that this is a 1, 2, actually what we should have here is an ABC. Here we go. ABC, so potentially it can be ABC as we mentioned on the daily. Now we can move, of course, inside it to see what is going on the 2 hours chart here. After this move or this low, which it can be wave 2 or wave B, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish a wave 3 in the orange scenario, which is, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Meaning currently, we are looking for a wave 5 in the orange to finish, of course, a main wave 3. And this wave 5 in the orange is unfolding probably as an impulse, where we can see clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 1 finished here. We are looking at a wave 2 given and another probable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this looks a little bit, of course, like expanding diagonal. But let's move inside it and see what are the potential scenarios here. Okay. So as you can see here inside it, you have a double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, meaning we have finished a wave 1 over there. That's true. And then we're looking for a big wave 2. Now, the minimum requirement for a wave 2 is between the 0.38, 0.5 level in this blue box, meaning it is very potential that we are very close to finish this wave 2. The timing of this box, the timing that finishes, of course, a wave 2 has started, I would say. So we hit the timing, we hit the fib levels. I would say the euro can be ready to move for higher. But we still, of course, need to see what is going on inside it after this impulse to try to figure it out what is the next move here. So basically, we have an impulse here. And that means, of course, a wave 1 or a wave A as well. It can be a zigzag finished here. If you have a wave C1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 4 did not interfere here with the zone 1. And that is a completed impulse, I would say. So it can be ABC, guys, finished as a wave 2. So let's mark this, probably mini 1. Here we go. And let's do it with always magenta for the bearish. Now, the price action, what does it say in this area, which is the current price action? Obviously, it is, of course, ranging in sideways. And it looks like a little bit like a triangle A, B, C, D, and an E. And I believe that we might still have one more leg toward the downside. And by all means, if you are still bearish and you're still looking for lower, there is a probability here for to finish an impulse, of course, toward the downside with a wave 5. Does this finishes a wave 2? Definitely not. If we get one more leg for a wave 5 here, you might get, of course, a new wave A. And that means, of course, it is a zigzag wave A, B, and a C again, of course, that it might unfold in this area. All right, so basically, if we get one more leg toward the downside, this will create an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing wave A, and then probably getting wave B, and then a wave C. And in this case scenario, back to the 1 hour chart here, we might see, of course, a deeper wave 2, which is, of course, in the golden box for a wave 2 between the 0.618, 0.786, where the wave 2 loves to, of course, finishes over there normally. So basically, if you have A, B, and a C kind of like this, once we finish wave A, you get a wave B and then a wave C. To finish also in the middle of this blue box for the timing, because this, of course, can be the perfect timing for a wave 2. And there, of course, we can start to see something to unfold toward the upside. And I believe, of course, if you are bullish here in double 1, 2, you would like to see, of course, this at least 1.618 taken from the 1 to the 2 here, 1.18 at least. But basically, what we should look before, once we finish a wave 2, you would like to see, of course, maybe the 1.618 of this impulse here, which it might be, of course, higher even, because, of course, of as is. Oh, well, actually, nice projection here. Of course, if you have finished, it's also 1.18. But if you dive deeper, it might be lower, 1.17. But basically, I would say it's a little bit early to to catch exactly the target for wave 3 here. I would say I'm gonna stick with this exactly 1.18 right now, which is anyway an average in overall, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5. So basically this area is in target, but currently, I mean, in the next week, maybe on Monday, tomorrow, we might see a drop down and then moving toward the upside for wave B and then wave C. Unless if we move directly toward the upside, and this is a key level here for this impulse. In case that we come back to this area and we take this level, this might be an invalidation of bearish. And that means if we take this price exactly, that is a signal that we are done with the correction here, potentially, of course. And that means you are ready to move toward the upside, guys. If you take the 1.14 on Monday, that might means, of course, we have finished wave 2 here and we're moving for higher. If we stay under this level, that means any wave can still unfold for a deeper wave 2, guys. So this is a very important key level to be watched for the euro. That was it for the euro. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.